Hello, good afternoon. So, I'm going to start using some of the new sets from the catalog that you can start ordering from on September 6th. One of them is this Autumn Leaves. I thought it was such a pretty set. So, I'm going to make some Slimline cards this week and next week just to highlight some of the different things that we can do. All right, so to cut a Slimline, I take my 8.5 by 11 and just cut it at 7 inches. So we're 8.5 by 7. And that's the size I use that fits well into the envelopes. And this piece is big enough you can keep it to be a front mat or something on another card. Now, when you're doing these, of course I did not bring my trim. There it is. Because they're a longer card, I like to score them. You don't have to. You can just fold it in half. But I'm going to go ahead and score at 3.5, because remember we're 7 inches long, so halfway is going to be 3.5. Hopefully that's all the math you have to do for this one. All right. Okay, so now you've got your card base. Now, a lot of times when we do this, we do thirds. So we do, like I did 3 circles on the last card. You can do 3 squares. You can do, something like that, 3 ovals. And a lot of people do that. But you can also take the front and divide it into what would be about 1/3 and 2/3. Now, it doesn't have to be exact. So, whatever you're using for this, I think that looks nice. And this is just some paper. It's upside down paper that I had from, oh gosh, it wasn't even last year, I don't think. It might have been the year before. I've had it for a while. All right, so I'm going to put designer paper here. Now, if you did not have designer paper or want to use designer paper, you can just certainly cut a piece of basic white or vanilla and stamp on it. I'm going to do another card where I actually used the embossing folder. So, what you do on here doesn't matter so much, but you want to do something that's going to divide it into 2/3 and 1/3. And I just went ahead and used, this is just another piece of paper from the designer paper. Whoa. Okay. Now so this piece of paper I could put on the inside, which I might do because I've cut a piece of white to go on the inside. And this in total is going to be 8.25 by 3.25, because remember we're 3.5 side. So I used the pebbled path to cut a couple of the leaves. I just think they're so pretty. And then I had bought this double ribbon, and I thought this ribbon might be pretty on here too. So sometimes I like to not have something totally prepared, just kind of go through the thought process. And I don't know if this is the exact same blue, but I thought it was a nice enough match. I think I might just tie a bow because I don't really have a way to wrap it around here. So if I just tie this off, just to give it a little something. Oh, my ribbon scissors, hold on. And okay, that'll be a little piece that I'm going to add here to the front. And then I'm going to take The dies have a nice, actually have two of these. They have a square one and a more rectangular one that you can use to put your words on. So I'm going to add, there it is, found my platform. I will stamp something on here, and I think I'm going to do either with a grateful heart or I'm thankful. One or the other. Either one, I believe, will fit. So let's look and see. Yes, that will fit. So we are going to do with a grateful heart. I think I will do that in the Misty Moonlight retired color. But I think, and I'm only using it because my paper that I had was Misty Moonlight. Okay, very nice. I thought I'd show you some on this set, how you can stamp these, but let me go ahead. I'm just going to put this, maybe pop it up. Put down the first leaf. And then I'm going to pop this one up. Just to give it a little something. I'm going to go there. And then if I put this here, I might pop it up also. Go a little crazy with the pop dots. Somebody asked me about mailing these, and I've always just put a regular stamp on the Slimline cards. I haven't added anything extra. And then I think I'll put this little bow right there. Look how cute this is. Okay, so 1/3 up here, 2/3 down there. They are approximate. I didn't, get out my calculator and figure out exactly what 1/3 and 2/3 would be. I'm gonna, let's see, just put a drop of glue, I guess, on the back of it. Yep. I could have used a glue dot, but I didn't have any out. So we'll let that sit there for a minute. And then I'm gonna take the envelope, and I thought I had also, I did, cut a piece for the inside. So on the inside, I think I will just put this towards the bottom. Use the little piece that I cut off that would have been up there. Use with a grateful heart. Today and every day. I like that. And then I'm going to put a leaf or two on the envelope. So we do not sell the Slimline envelopes anymore. You can just buy them, the business envelopes at any of the office supply stores to be able to use them. Okay, so I'm going to put a large leaf. I'm actually going to go in blue on the envelope. This is much too dark for me. I want it to be lighter, so I'm going to stamp off first. See how dark that would have been? And then I will add this here in the corner. See, that's a nice color. I don't want one of these. me see. Let me leave that open for a minute because I might want to put a leaf. I think I will also put a leaf on the inside in blue. I'm going to stamp off on that also. Put that one here. Look at that. That's okay. You know, those kind of things don't bother me, but just be careful when you don't get ink on your edge of your block. And then I'm going to take the pebbled path and I will add the veins in the leaf, which is really cool. You can also cut them out with the dies, which gives you really a 3D effect. And I'll just line this right up. It just gives it a little something, I think. And then I'll do the same thing with the little leaves that are on the inside of the card. Okay, and those are going to go here. There we go. And I will either get that erased or put something over top of it. I might stamp, actually, you know what? Let's stamp the words there. I was going to use today and every day. I believe is what this says. Yes. Make sure I get it on here right. I will do that in Pebbled Path also. Let's see if we can cover that up. No one will ever know. That was kind of a diabolical laugh, I think. Okay, let me move this out of the way. So then I want to wait for my bow to dry, but I'm just going to add this on the inside here. Okay. And then I'm going to use this for the envelope. So that's 1 2/3, 1/3. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Doing something very similar. But this time I took my 2/3 piece and I embossed it from the, remember the old like foresty, woodsy embossing folder that we had a while back. And I'm going to use the Pebbled Path again, but I'm also going to use the Wild Wheat. I think those go really nice together. They're beautiful fall colors. And I want to just add a little bit of color to this so that the trees stand out a little more. Okay, there's no right or wrong with that. All right, so this time, again, I am using the Pebbled Path. Make sure this is the right one. Yes. I'm going to score it just to make it easier for it to fold straight. That's not something you have to do. Move this out of the way. My bone folder is well loved. Okay, so this time, last time we put the 2/3 on the bottom, but this time I'm going to put the 2/3 on the top. And it doesn't matter which side is 2/3, which side is 1/3. As long as you've got approximately 2/3 and 1/3. And it's all good. Okay. And this time I just took a piece of the wild wheat paper and I'm going to add it down here. And, you know, if I wanted to, actually, maybe I will, we could add some, I think I'll just put the veins on there. You can stamp tone on tone. That's always pretty for the background. Okay. That just gives it a little something. And again, if you want to leave it plain, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and then I'm going to put this piece down here. You know, I think some people shy away from the Slimlines because there's a lot of surface area to cover. And I think, ooh, wow, what am I going to put all over the place? But you know what? If you do this 2/3, 1/3, you see all I added was a couple of die cuts and some words. I mean, and the card looks finished. It's not underdone or anything. Okay, so now I will do, I think I'm going to put this one and this one and this one on the front, maybe. No, I think I'll leave that for the inside. We'll do these for the front. Okay, so I'll put the first one down. And again, there's no right or wrong with this. Just love these colors. You know, they're not a traditional fall, you know, orange, rust, gold. But they're just close enough that they just really, I think, work well. That and that. Let me pop this one up. Again, I didn't make one of these ahead of time, so we're kind of just figuring out as we go. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp on this one. This one is Autumn Teaches Us That Change Can Be Beautiful. Isn't that nice? Stampin' Up! Always does such a good job with the sentiments. And again, you don't have to use one of the sentiments from this set. You could use something else if you wanted it to say Happy Thanksgiving, or let me see, I think I'm going to do this in path. If you want it to say Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Fall, y'all. Go. Okay. Pop that up. You see I've got these little, they're called speckled dots that are really nice in some of these colors. And I'm going to add some of those on this one. Okay. Okay, so this time you've got the embossing, and this is the 2/3 part, and that's the 1/3 part. And then on the inside on this one, instead of going the whole way, I'm just going to put one piece right in the middle. And I might add, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Some more of those little veins. You don't have to, you know, have a piece of white or vanilla or whatever. That's the whole length of the card. These may cross a little bit. Nope, that's going to be okay. Okay, and then I can stamp this. Autumn teaches us change can be beautiful. I could use today and every day again on that one. Where did I put that? Well, I'll have to stamp the words on here after. But again, I'm just going to add that right to the middle so that I don't have to do any more than just sign the card or write a little note. This one goes this way. Okay. Whoops. Boy, I'm making a mess. Okay. So let's add a couple of dots. Speckled dots are just adorable. You know, I love these, rhinestones, sequins, anything with a little adhesive back on it always adds a little bit to the card. I think I'm going to use those kind of rust colored ones. And again, we usually try to do odd numbers. So I'll just add 3. There we go. Okay. Oh, and I'll have to stamp a leaf on the envelope as well. All right, so we have our 2/3, 1/3. So this is the 2/3 and the 1/3. This one was the 2/3 and the 1/3. So you can use designer paper, you can use cardstock, you can emboss your cardstock and do whatever you want. But look how simple these were, but they look like a very nice finished card. And then remember, you don't have to have a piece of white that goes the whole way. This was actually a piece leftover I had, so it will not go the whole way, but that's fine because I think it still looks really nice. Okay, so I hope you might try one of these, and next week we'll do a couple more slimlines. Have a great day.